Hey guys, it's Luke from rustfanatic.com, just taking a quick look at some new items in the game this week. We've got the mining quarry and the water catchers, which is kind of exciting, and to allow a little bit of passive resource collection to keep your base operations going a little smoother when you're not there. So let's take a look at these things. The first thing we've got is the survey charge. This is like a little bean can grenade. You chuck it out and it shows you what the ground's going to yield. If we take a look at this mining quarry, we can see here that it is actually fairly expensive. You know, you've got 10,000 wood, 1,750 metal frags, and 500 cloth, so you don't just want to pop this thing down anywhere, because it's not going to pull up the best things in all places. So let's take a quick look at this thing. If we chuck out a survey charge here, it'll show us when it goes off what's going to come out of the ground. In that case, we've got nothing here, because nothing came out of the ground. It's still going to pull up stones, don't get me wrong, this thing still works any way you want, but for the cost of it, you don't just want to plop it down, because you're going to waste resources. So we'll go over here and have a look. You do have to do a little bit of work to find the best place possible. It's looking pretty special with those pink highlights there. Must have a video problem right now. Again, nothing else there, so you'll know when something's going to come out of the ground because it will fly out of the ground like nothing else. Let's do it over here. Oh, we got a Newman sleeping over here. Let's do it right on top of this Newman. At the moment, it doesn't deal any damage, but you know, I always like to step back anyway, just in case. And here we go. Look at that. We've got a heap of things that have come out of the ground here, indicating that it will. The mining quarry will take things out of the ground. We've got metal frags, that's always handy. We got some stones, sulfur ore, nice. That's probably about it. Let's take a look at this Newman while we're here. No, a blade. We've got a few things, might leave them alone. Anyway, if we get out the mining quarry, we can pop it right here. So this is the ghost for the bad boy here. So we'll chuck this down. And this is what it looks like. So it's a bit of a big structure. I mean, it's definitely going to attract attention if people are in the area. When we start the engine up, you'll see it's also not very subtle as well. So you've got these two barrels here. These are used for fuel. At the moment, it is using low-grade fuel to power on. The good thing about low-grade fuel, it has dropped. It's cheaper this time around to make things a little bit easier to operate. Any resources this thing pulls out of the ground is also going to go into this barrel. And you can start it from the top there. Now we're just going to get some low-grade fuel in here, which I don't have at the moment, so let me just summon some low-grade fuel up so we can demonstrate this thing. For the purpose of demonstrating, I'm not going to go out and farm this stuff. So what you do is you just use it like you would a furnace or a campfire, chuck it on in. And you've got this ladder here, same ladder model that we're using for everything else, for the rating system, or ladder system I guess you could call it. We probably shouldn't call it a rating system. Get a lot of people fairly upset. What we can do is though, we can switch the engine on here once we've got the fuel in. And away it goes. Has that sweet purring engine sound. So this thing's going to kick over and it's going to use your fuel and slowly start mining things out. And when it's got something available, it will pop it right here into this barrel. And it's going to start doing it straight away. So we've got our stones, as promised, using the survey charge there. We've got some stones and sulfur ore. And we've also got some metal frags coming out. So metal frags are actually pretty good in testing. We've found, obviously stones are going to come out of the ground. You've got sulfur ore and metal ore. Metal frags are not common, so if you're getting metal frags out of the ground, that is absolutely brilliant. So that's the mining quarry for this week. What a brilliant piece of equipment. It has got a bit of defense. It's got 2,500 health, I think. They've made a few patches since they released it, which makes it a little bit harder to blow up. I think at last counted it was 9 C4 to take this thing down. And I think there was a little bit of melee damage as well, but I think that's been patched. So we'll see what happens in game. One downside of this thing is you really need to protect this with some other method other than walls, because you cannot build close to this thing. It's got quite a large radius on it, and you also cannot stack them next to each other, which is going to make it very, very hard to defend. So perhaps a guard tower off in the distance would be quite appropriate for that. Now, the only other two things I want to take a look at this week, we might move away from this because it's a bit noisy, are the water catchers. So let's pop out the small water catcher here. Which is a little barrel looking thing with a tarp on the top. The moment you pop this thing out, it will start collecting water. At the moment, water in the game is not a big issue. As it drops down, you're not going to lose health, but I dare say if they're introducing the water catcher now, they are going to have water affect your health in the future. So we've got the small one here, and we've also got the big one. Okay, this is for the really thirsty humans, I guess. Which is not exactly what I meant to say, but, you know, thirsty nonetheless. So the moment you pop that out, it's going to start collecting water. At the moment, it's got 1 ml of water in there. And if you want to get water out of there, you use a small water bottle. Click on that. You can give and take. So once you've taken that water out there, you can drink it. So yeah, these are the 2 items we've got introduced, 3 items rather, we've got introduced this week. My favourite happens to be the mining quarry. I think this is absolutely brilliant. It's definitely an attention seeker. If you turn this thing on, people are definitely going to hear it for miles, and they're going to come along, so it's really going to change the way people have to defend their bases, especially because this thing has to be placed out in the open. So if you've got any questions about this, just pop them in the questions section below. Don't forget to check out our website, rustfanatic.com. We're starting to get some heap of updates through there for you guys to have a look at, try to keep you in the loop. We've got our 2 servers going there at the moment, the Hapless Island server and our procedural server. And also don't forget you can find us on Twitter, twitter.com/rustfanatic, and Facebook, facebook.com/rustfanatic. My name is Luke, and it's been a pleasure. Thank you.